Hello, 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 hello. Welly, 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 well. What's up, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, rather grown man, Ralph Anthony Garcia. And we're about to begin another edition of Ralph Reads Raw. Moving right along. This is the book we're talking about, y'all. All right? This is Carlito's Way by Edwin Torrres. And of course, we're going to be fighting the elements outside. Trains, planes, automobiles, crazy neighbors. It's going to happen. But it's alright. This is Ralph Reads Raw, where you're expected, alright? You're expected to deal with this kind of shit, especially in this part of the city. Anyway, folks, let me do something real quick. I have to give a big shout to all the executive producers that make this channel happen with their support as well as contributions. Very important. Anything helps. There he is, Kalina. Big shout, Kalina. Alright? She's a strong supporter as well as the one they call Lady Rain 808. Thank you for stopping by. Brianna Blanchard, James Jackson, Newly OG Birdman, Goose Jack Lost Roads, Andre McNeil, Millicent Gage, Shelby Thomas, IDIHC, Marlo D, Alasia Ross, Trey Noel, K, Raw Diamonds Media, Tamika Lucy, Clay Deskin. Even the train is shouting out. Keishonda Riley. Okay, I gotta fix this so that I can have a little more control. Drake up next. Karen, James Chopin, D'Antonio Lewis, Locoist, Annika Evans, K. Marie Billingsley, JB, J. Bobo, Sherelle 5150, Gabriella Dickey, Corey Peterson, Nana James, Mr. T, Heaven Keat, Clarence Hale, Keith Woods, Marvin Kuntz, BLE 007, Sharon Myers, Julia Fisher, Rio Bomar Harris, Nia, C-Match, Seikei, Danielle Cunningham, D. Eagle Galloway, Lanasia Cornish, Supreme Goddess Nikki, Queen, T Money, Dizzy, Damian Irving, Sees All the Time, Toedi, Tequila Green, Mr. Light, Desjuan Manuel, The Fourth, Desmond Thomas, Darielle Carrington, Marcus Valentine, Kyla Easler, and the mighty Easler family, Michael Woodford, Ant 10, Calm, Tama, Mr. Fulltime, and finally, Logic and Friends. All right then, let's keep it moving immediately, if not sooner. So then, let the reading commence. Chapter 8. I took a plane to Puerto Rico just to get away from all the hassle and shoe-in going on in New York. I heard Prohibition was a bitch, but the dope rumbles sure has buried a lot of people in my time. I got a small room in a guest house in Isla Verde. Stayed out of the fancy hotels and late night joints. I wanted to rest up and I wasn't carrying no peace and didn't want to run into no half-heart and I didn't want to run into no half-badass looking for a rep. And didn't want to run into no half badass looking for a rep. So I just lay around the beaches, no shave, just put on a pair of shorts. My hair got together. Then I teamed up with this fox from Ohio. She was a school teacher and into the hippie scene, but she was a knocked out looking broad, blonde hair, green eyes. Here was me with no diamond pinky ring, and walking around in my drawers and sneakers, making time with this doll. This new scene was really something. I guess I was born too early. All this protest shit can't be all bad if it's made all these freaky heads available. Her name was Gail, or Gail. Gail or Gale. She was a real American type. Anglo-wasp bit. But she was all shook up about Vietnam and the poor and worried about the lettuce and the grapes in California and all that bullshit. Unbelievable. But looking as good as she was, I went right along. I told her I was with the poverty program in New York and doing a lot of work on my own time with the Lords and with spade gangs. And I'd rap about commitment and orientation like a welfare dude. We flew to St. Thomas. Train. Pardon me. We flew to St. Thomas, then we chartered a boat and just bummed around. Beef, Trunk, Drake's Anchorage, Virgin Gorda, all the islands for a couple of weeks. A Hollywood scene starring me and Gail. She smoked grass, and I'd smoke a joint with her, but I told her I was against all drugs, and that she should put that scene behind her on account of dope was a drag on the revolution. Lordy. I was in love. Again. She was into music. I got her some of the Sinatra ballad albums. Train. No good. The train says hi. I got her some of the Sinatra ballad albums, and we'd get high and goof behind them. She was young but frank and talked to anybody. My Way is Paul Anka's song for Sinatra. On a night when we was real cozy, anchored off St. John's, we got to rapping about favorite songs. And I told Gail, this song has a special message for me. And if she could dig the song, she could dig me. The moon was out, and we went into a great clinch. Que fiesta. What a party. I put in a call to New York and got the word that everything was okay by Rocco. Come home right away. Me and Gail flew back to San Juan. I bought her an outfit in all white. All in white. She had a heavy tan. When she got all dolled up to go out that night, she looked like a movie star. Like to fall out when I saw her. I ain't a profane cat, but I had to say, thank you, God, for them fine chibs. Of course, I was clean myself. Train. I knew it. Another train passing by. You can set your clock to these shits. Oh my goodness. Of course, I was clean myself. You must be doing something right, Carlito. Here you are pushing your 40s. Nearly everybody's in jail or been wasted. And here you are. And here's you, still out there with a young thing on your arm. You devil. It it was our last night. We caught the show at the Tropicoro. Damn, if it wasn't Paul Anka himself. We had to be at ringside, although it cost me a yard. He sang our song. We drank champagne, held hands. Shit, ain't no more after this. Like Gail would say, groovy. After the show, we wandered into the casino. Gambling is not my bag, but Gail wanted to shoot a hand. Bad news. No sooner I walked into the casino, Caesar come over to us. Caesar was an old Harlem boy. He'd been a knockaround guy as a kid, but he'd been straight for years. Been working as a croupier in PR. And now was an assistant manager in the casino. He made it the hard way, and I gave him a lot of credit. Carlito, I'm in trouble. I need your help. Alberto and Monchin, you know them, from 103rd Street crowd. From the 103rd. Damn it! From the 103rd Street crowd, been running a murder game on me. I won't okay their credit. They're beaters. So last night, they got real heavy on me, try to gorilla me with a piece. I can't deal with these motherfuckers, Carlito. You know my job here. Can you straighten them out for me? I hate to bother you, but I got a family now. He's worried about his family. Who's worried about me? Jesus. What am I, the fucking Red Cross? Okay, Caesar. I'll hang around a while. Maybe I could talk some sense into these guys. Gail had a funny look on her face. I guess she got the picture real quick, like the money, the clothes on me now, the wise guy talk. I told her, wait in the lobby for me, Gail. If anything happens, you don't know me. Don't get involved. Otherwise, I'll be with you in a little while. She split, and I hung around the crap table. In walked Alberto and Monchin. while Alberto was white and Monchin was black. So people would laugh when they say they was brothers, but they was really cousins. They were all duded up in tuxedos and patent leather, so they must have made a score in New York. Never seen one without the other. Two lightweights, but Monchin was sneaky fast and would hurt you, while Alberto was the dicker of the two. No, sorry. While Alberto was the slicker of the two. But he was jive. If you got to him, Monchin. Sorry. It's always a noise interruption. If you got to him, Monchin would go along. Hola, Carlito. What's happening, my man? Monchin, dig who's here. Carlito. I got a beef with you, Alberto. Let's go to the back of the room. The three of us went to a back corner of the casino. Place was crowded, but nobody was paying us any mind. ¿Qué pasa, mi amigo? ¿Qué pasa, mi hermano? Monchin and me always been... ¿Qué pasa, mi hermano? Monchin and me always been tight with you, Carlito. Why are you sounding us? I was rapping to Alberto, but I had my eye on Monchin, who probably had the piece. Caesar is my man in PR. God damn it. 1 second. Train, ambulances, weather. I gotta wait till that stops. That's too loud. It'll bleed. It's already bleeding into my mic because I can see the waves of it. It's crazy. Oh, hurry up. Oh, it's gonna take a minute, y'all. My apologies. And the closer it gets, the less I'm gonna record this. You know, I'm not trying to record while that's happening. It's just madness. But this is, after all, Ralph reads Raw. Oh, shut up. Is the person that hurt badly? Y'all hear it, right? That sucky shit. Another train, too. People would say, why don't you just record anyway? No, because I just can't. This would annoy me as I read it. See. Can you go away? God, Lord. Incredible. Every day this shit. It's funny how the mic is picking up the sound right here into the... It's crazy. Isn't this noise pollution? Should we have to deal with this? Okay. Let's try this again. That shit's so loud. It's just echoing throughout the entire hood. Caesar's my man in PR. Now you gotta come here from out of town to gorilla my man here? You crazy? Don't you know there are heavy people into this casino? And you gotta come in here with a rice and beans shakedown. Back off, motherfucker. Back off, motherfucker. And tell your brother not to be bad-eyeing me. Because if he makes a move, you gonna get the first shot in the fucking face. And my people here will take care of the rest. Okay? Coño, Carlito. I'm surprised that you should say that about us. Me and Monchin always look out for Caesar. He's one of the boys. I'm surprised. Right, Monchin? Yeah, Berto. Caesar's our boy. Then it must be a misunderstanding. Come here, Caesar. Caesar, the boys say it is a misunderstanding, a breakdown in the communication. They didn't mean no harm. They ain't gonna bother you. However, Caesar, if you see the boys around town in any joint, you send them a bottle right away. Do the right thing, okay? I should have been a diplomat. That's me. Always trying to straighten things out without nobody getting hurt and everybody making $1. But what do I get? A bum rat as a troublemaker. That's what they say about me. Fuck 'em. My girl was waiting in the lobby. I left Charlie, but I came back. Why? Charlie, you've been playing a part for me, and it wasn't necessary. I don't like to be made a fool of. Listen, Gail. What am I supposed to tell you? That I'm a hoodlum? What's the point? I didn't ask you where you came from or where you going. I'm only interested in the Gail standing right in front of me. I couldn't care less what you did in Lawrence, Ohio. Lorraine, Charlie. Lorraine, Ohio. That's what I said. Lorraine, Ohio. Yeah. I consorted with known criminals. Bad guys. When I was a kid. Bad guys. When I was a kid. But that's in the past. In the new world, that don't mean nothing. As far as me being in the social bag, Gail, I ain't jiving you. I've been helping people in the ghetto. Why? Just the other day, this cat got stabbed on 111th Street. I took him to the hospital, even though the seats in my Lincoln got full of blood. That's typical of me. Like a goodwill ambassador. Here tonight, a working man was being abused by these two thugs. I intervened and prevented a problem. People don't give you credit for things like that. I can't believe that you walk out on me without giving me a chance to explain what it's like to come up in the jungle. These socio broads always go heavy for that shit about the jungle. I had to pull out all the stoppers. I wasn't gonna forfeit my last piece on my last night, looking good as she was. God, she was a doll. Train. Charlie, we have Puerto Ricans in Lorraine. I know what your people have to go through. Look, let's forget it. Let's just have some fun. Well, all right. And fun we had. She had me dancing to rock music at the Junca Munca. Then we danced at the El Chico. Then we hit Armando's. Damn. The Bums of Anarchy. They're out there too. God, look, isn't there anybody that's not annoying around here? Damn. Well, all right. And fun we had. She had me dancing to rock music at the Hunka Munka, then we danced at the El Chico, and then we hit Armando's. Danny's, the wine cellar, drunk on one another. Gonna play the string out. Don't know if it was the booze or what, but Gail was getting misty-eyed. Train. The noise is disgusting around here. I don't mind telling you that whatsoever. Don't know if it was the booze or what, but Gail was getting misty-eyed and wouldn't let go of me. Charlie, what about us? Is there any chance something can come out of us? Is there any chance something can come of us? I don't know whether it's the beauty of these islands or what, but I've never felt this way before. Will I ever see you again? You know I was stoned because I got noble and didn't put down no spiel. I leveled with her. Guess I had a feeling for her. I didn't realize. Guess I had a feeling for her. I didn't realize. Guess I had a feeling for her. I didn't realize. I don't know, Gail. I'm into some bad scenes. My life ain't tropical beaches and sunny skies. In the city, it's different. It's asphalt and gray and busted windows. I'm different. I move around a lot, get into hassles. You ain't ready for that. And because I go for you, I'm telling you in front. Believe me, if I had anything to offer you, I never let you go. But I know myself. I get restless. I'd hurt you. I'm poison, Gail. Don't get mixed up with me. We was both crying in our champagne. It was great. Then we went to her hotel room and had each other for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Que jeva. That evening, she went with me to the airport. I didn't want her to. She insisted. I told her to stay in the cab and go back to the hotel, but she got out. I got a flight on standby. Train. Trains be giving me fucking panic attacks. And I live on the motherfucking 14th floor. It seems like the higher you are, the louder it gets for some damn reason. I got a flight on standby. We had a few minutes just holding hands in the middle of the terminal, not saying nothing. Then I could see the tears. Let go, Gail. It's for the best. Those pretty green eyes were flooding now. I was wishing I could say something to her, for her. Like my life is a garbage can, I'm a street fighter. Like my life is a garbage can, I'm a street fighter, a dope pusher, even been a pimp. Get away, girl. Don't get into my mess. I ain't gonna be around long. But I said, tell you what, baby. Write down your home address and telephone. I'll get in touch with you next. I'll get in touch with you next week after I've taken care of some business. Then I'll fly out to see you, or I'll have you fly into New York and you can stay with me. We'll give it a try. How's that? You mean it, Charlie? Have I ever lied to you? I lied. She wrote her address. Have I ever lied to you? I lied. She wrote her address. She wrote her address down on a piece of paper and pressed it into my hand. All this fuss over a mug like me. Unbelievable. My plane was leaving. Okay, Gail. No more tears. You're gonna have me crying. Now you turn around and start walking. You got a great wiggle. That's the first thing I dug about you, baby. Come on. Let me see you wiggle away. I watched her all the way to the end of the terminal until she was gone. Then I let the paper out of my hand onto the ground. Adios, Rubia. I got on the plane, dragging my ass low. I didn't know why, but that my way didn't seem so hot. Like I was unsure of myself, my way of life. Bad vibes, man. Bad vibes. I should have listened. And like always, when things are so bad, they can't get worse. What happened? They get worse. Let me take a minute break. Little intermission of sorts right here. Because I need to maintain my sanity. Usually, I'd record 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning when it is utter quiet around here. But you see, I'm trying to be a good neighbor. And as a good neighbor, I try to have a little self-awareness. See what I'm talking about? I can't say the same about them. But me, I'm trying to keep it real here. But I'll never get a reward for that. Meanwhile, trains will be going crazy out here. Trains, planes, automobiles, trucks backing up, garbage trucks running wild, the bums of anarchy. All this noise. I should maybe quit now. Okay, it's getting quiet. Nothing like a nice blunt to relieve you of the inflammatory properties. Like that. Ralph reads raw. That might be another train about to pass by. Damn, what a sad story, man. Did he have to do that? Poor Gail. Anyways. Chapter 9. So they had their sit down over the Reggie affair. Rocco was my mouthpiece. The joint was Messina's. The joint was Messina's restaurant in Guinea, Brooklyn, around Bath Beach, Gravesend Bay. Gravesend Bay. The jukebox was playing Mala Femina, so right away, I knew I was in trouble. Me and Rocco sat at the bar. Don't be nervous, Carl. Don't be nervous, Charles. They're not going to shoot anyone at a round table. This is neutral ground, like a court-martial in the army. I ain't in the army, Rocco. Neither am I. And that's part of our trouble. What do you mean, Rock? I mean, I've not been made. I never went for this protocol. I never went for this protocol shit. My only interest was making money. I don't want to be a tough guy, talk about this head and that head. And I made more money for the outfit. Than all of them put together. So I've been independent and walked away from this train. If you only knew how those panic attacks hit, whenever those trains roar by, they rumble the building, literally. Every time. So I've been independent and walked away from this made God business. And now I'm in trouble. What do you mean, Rod? Jesus Christ. I mean, Uncle Dom is dying. Cancer. Amadeo is acting boss. This guy, Mario Battaglia, is like an underboss. All right? My rabbi is fading, Charles. And for the first time, I need rank. Everybody's getting promoted except me. What do you give a shit about this captain and general shit, Rocco? Make the money. They'll whack me out, Charlie boy. Mr. A cannot stand my guts. He knows I've been going around him to Uncle Dom for years. When my uncle goes, I'm in trouble. These people got to be crazy with the money you make. Wait. One moment with the damn train. Shit. These people got to be crazy. With the money you've made for them? That's the only thing I got going for me, Charles. Well, you got me and my guns going for you. I know that, Carlito. I know that, Carlito. I know that, Charles. But it's not that simple. I never seen Rocco so down. Then that fucking Mala Femina playing. That's got to be the background music on all FBI tapes. I was shook up. Then to improve things around this time in stashes, Mr. PDA and his traveling kangaroo court of the ugliest spitters I ever did see. Two gorillas in front, two flanking Amadeo, and two bringing up the rear. They marched straight through the bar into a back room. Everybody in the joint was examining their glass all of a sudden like Everybody in the joint was examining their glass. All of a sudden, wait, everybody in the joint was examining their glass all of a sudden like a freeze. The little wop scared the shit out of everybody, including me, my own. Then Concosa came in with Valerio, Mitri, Buccia, and this guy Battaglia. Yeah, team. Till I got a look at Uncle Dom, a dead man. His skull was coming out through his skin. He couldn't have weighed 100 pounds. His voice was a croak. Hello, Rocco. I see you got your Spanish friend here. ¿Cómo está, Carlo? Okay, Mr. Concosa. Okay, glad to see you. The back room had a long table with a short table crossing it at the end like a T. There was a train passing by. God damn it. I'll read that part again. The back room had a long table with a short table crossing it at the end like a T. There were 3 chairs at the short table. They were empty when we came into the room. Everybody was sitting at the long table. I said, "What about Bugs, Rocco?" "Don't worry. We got a guy checked it out this afternoon." If I had my druthers, we'd be out in the bay talking underwater. These guys look like conspiracies all by themselves. Jeez. Then these 3 old guys walked in. Everybody got up. Me too. What is this jive? The Pope? The 3 kings? What am I doing here? Dom Concosa and Amadeo was kissing and embracing with the King Cole trio. They were rapping in Sicilian. Pietro, Domenico, Don Cesare, Don Fangula, says me. The 3 wise men sat down at the small table facing us. Reminded me of my first bust down in the old special sessions. The guy in the middle was an active boss. Old, gray. Damn it. Reminded me of my first bust down in the old special sessions. Reminded me of my first bust down in the old special sessions. The guy in the middle was an active boss. Old, gray on top, but in the middle was old, gray on top, but dip in a dark suit with a shoulder fit that had to go for 3 yards. It took him 5 minutes to take off his hat, gloves, and top coat with everybody standing up. Everything he had on seemed cut from the same material. This guy had to be a general for low. Cesare Mazzone, also known as Chick Mason. All these Italians was Irish prize fighters in the 30s. The 2 old guys flanking Mazzone, Mustache Pete's, had the shirt buttoned to the top but no tie, rumpled black suits and puffing on guinea stinkers. They was old dawns, but their faces said, "Don't fuck with me." I ain't never felt good inside a courtroom. Mazzone opened up sounding like Wallace Beery with a sore throat. I ain't never felt good inside a courtroom. Mazzone opened up sounding like Wallace Beery with a sore throat. Alright, What's the beef here? What's the problem here? Let me hear from Pete first. Pete Amadeo, short, squat, dark, with like nappy hair. Maybe some club members swam across Africa to Sicily way back when. He had a bad news face. The kind you ain't gonna stop and ask where's the Woolworths building. Stays mad. Maybe he's right. He stayed alive through a whole lot of wars. The beef is that I'm out 100 large. 3 niggers put the snatch on my boy Paulie, and I had to buy him back. One of them was Earl Bassey's brother, Reggie. And he got the line on Paulie from the time he came to Rocco's house with Earl and with his mutt Carlito here. Rocco grabbed my arm. Steam was coming out of my ears. Another fucking siren. Very busy Thursday night, I gotta say. Kokoza stepped up. You could hardly hear him, but everyone listened. Old Dom was very respected. He made his bones in Sicily as a kid. When he came here in the 20s, he was already a man of respect. He'd whacked out his share, but he was known to have a cool head and a good rap. Dom said, "Good evening, Don Cesare." Great. Gotta wait till that passes by. Every day, 5 minutes a day, or seemingly every 5 minutes. You just don't get this in Staten Island. You just don't. Okay. Give it a couple more seconds. Till the next noise appears. Good evening. Good evening, Don Cesare, Don Peppino, Don Nicola. Before we get into what happened with the money, I think I ought to say that this kid Carlito is here on his own hook. Nobody brought him here. He came because Rocco asked him to, because he's doing the right thing. I admit, he's a Spanish kid, but he can't help that. He's trying to do the right thing. I don't think we should kick off this meet by insulting him, Pete. Pete said, "Anybody knows I got all the respect in the world for you, Dom. But you got the wrong slant on this thing. Your nephew, Rocco, has sold you on the niggers and the spics, and that's crazy." This thing of ours been doing okay without these people. Why do we have to do business with these people? Why do we have to open up for them? You give them a break, what happens? They put the snatch on you. I say, freeze them out. Anybody gets out of line, whack him. Whack him out right in front of his stoop. And you listen to Rocco, Dom, and yet twice he's been asked in and twice he's walked away. Is that the right thing? I mean, am I right or wrong? I could see Koza get hot. His face got white. His eyes got small. That can't be another fucking siren. Yep. Now, wait for that. Maybe I should record later. Yeah, I gotta wait. My apologies on the nonsense. It's one of those annoying ass fire trucks. Don't y'all hate that shit? I could see Koza get hot. His face got white. His eyes got small. But his voice came up strong. Another train. Are you kidding me, man? You know how many people that is? They just passed by my building in the span of this last hour, y'all. Maddening shit. You could see old Dom as a man of cojones in his day. Pietro Amadeo. When you talk about my kid nephew, you talk about me. If a man ain't ready to be made, he ain't ready. That don't mean he can't do a good job. You know Rocco is the best man in your whole fucking crew. Maybe he ain't out there waving his pistol at waiters like some of the young punks you got right in this room. He's using his brain and making money. That's what he's doing. Half of these tough guys, you give them a contract and they shit in their pants. I know what Rocco can do because I've sent him myself. And you, Pete, train. And you, Pete, have you forgotten what I am to you that you don't give me respect? I'll go out in a fucking alley with you right now and we could kill each other. Pete got shook up here. No, Dom, I didn't mean I got no respect. Check butted in there. Check butted in here. Take it easy, Dom. You know Pete says things, but he don't mean no harm. But Dom was hot. Go get him. No, I've had it up to here with your bad mouth, Pete. I took you off a cattle boat with holes in your pants. I put you behind one of my trucks and bought you your first suit. You forgot that, huh, Pete? You forgot that, huh, Pete? And the time of the Castella Maresi, you went with Joe the boss. You bet on the wrong horse that time, right, Pete? Train. Who got you out of town when Maranzano said you was to be hit? Said you was to be hit? Who got the okay from Charlie Lucky so you could come back? Cretino, you owe me your life, and I should live to hear you insult my family, you scumbag! I was scared shitless by now. These wops are crazy. What the fuck am I doing here? I could see Pete was stunned. Everybody was very nervous by now. Even the two old Dons had stopped sucking on their stogies. Chick Mason said, "Take it easy, Dom. Take it easy. We ain't gonna get nowhere talking about old beefs. What's the story about Pete's money, Dom? That's what we gotta straighten out." "All right, Cesare. The story is, yeah, Reggie Bassi and two black punks snatched Paulie. They was all hit right away, and the Spanish kid came up with him. Are we gonna blame Carlito and Earl Bassi for what three crazy punks did? You know how these kids are today, Cesare. You can't talk to them. Look at some of our kids. Good Italian blood being lost right here in Brooklyn in crazy cowboy shit and even stool pigeons. I mean, these kids got no respect, no how. Now, we're gonna blame Rocco too because he got friends with the blacks and the Spanish? Cesare, we got to move with the times. The Holy Church stays on top, right? Why the church stay on top? Because the Pope and the Cardinals, they see the handwriting on the wall. Times change. They change. Make a cardinal here, one there. Move with the times. We gotta do the same. We don't fight history. You do not fight history. You learn from it. We can live with these new groups. We can make money with them. These younger guys can't, but you and me, Cesare, we remember when we was the niggers here. I mean, am I right or wrong? Chick and the two Dons went into a huddle. Then Chick said, I want to hear from the Spanish kid. Oh, shit. I almost said yes, Your Honor. Right here, Mr. Mason, says me. Where's the money? I don't know. The first two, Fonzo and Shad, said Reggie had it all. Nacho and me Had to waste Reggie quick. He went out on us before we could find out where the money was. It couldn't be helped. He was shooting at us like crazy. Where's Earl Bassey? I don't know that either, Mr. Mason. Earl took off long before this happened. I think he was worried about the feds, and he wanted to retire and get away from it all. You know, one of them numbers. Don't give me that nigger talk. You ain't no nigger. That's the trouble, you spicks. You don't know what you are. Some of them even look like Chinese, so help me. Now you listen to me, Carlo. I don't believe a fucking thing you're saying. I don't believe a fucking thing you're saying. But we're gonna let it slide because we can't prove different right now. But we'll check it out, and if you come up wrong, we'll stick your head in a bucket of acid. Capiche? I got you, Mr. Mason. Now tell me the truth. If you knew where Bassey was, would you tell us? No, I wouldn't. Well, at least you ain't no stool pigeon. Dom, here's how it's gonna be. Rocco stays in business, but he owes Pete the money. Pete, you'll apologize to Dom for hurting his feelings. Dom, you'll go along with Pete. What the hell? You guys go back too far to fall out over a couple of shines. Rocco, you listen to Pete. Don't go running to your Uncle Dom over every little shit. And you fucking Puerto Rican, you watch your ass. Don't try to be a smart guy, alright? Enough of this bullshit. Bring me the cook over here. I want to put in a special order of calamari for everybody. I want to put in a special order of calamari for everybody. They put on a feed that was out of sight. They may be crazy, but they sure eat good. Then they started telling war stories about who had to shoot his brother, his mother, how the mob wasn't the same. The new kids were a bunch of faggots. Like that. The party broke up late. Me and Rocco were leaving together when over comes Mario Battaglia. Big smile. 1 second. Rocco, I was with you all the way. Put it there, Carlito. I heard you was a stand-up guy, and now I believe it. Me and Rocco shook hands with Battaglia. He was a made guy with lots of balls. With a lot of balls. Pete liked him, and he was moving up fast. Pete liked him, and he was moving up fast. Pete liked him, and he was moving up fast in the outfit. Then he said, Listen, Rocco, I want in on the next order of yours coming in, but you don't have to say nothing to Pete about it. Me and Rocco were surprised, but Rocco said, Okay, Mario, you're in. Me? I ain't say nothing. I know I didn't say nothing. Rocco drove me to Midtown where my car was. Talk about a kangaroo court, Rock. Talk about a kangaroo court, Rocco. That's a hell of a legal system you guys got. Damn it. That's a hell of a legal system you guys got. Rocco laughed. You got a fair trial, didn't you? Listen, Rocco, they didn't give me my rights, and that fucking judge... Damn it, man. Listen, Rocco, they didn't give me my rights, and that fucking judge, Chick Mason, he'll shoot you first, then find you guilty later. Unbelievable, all these sirens and trains and... Oh, wait a minute, y'all. Y'all pardon me, man. Every day, every 5 minutes, somebody's getting hurt. There's a fire. There's a dog barking very loudly. There's neighbors cursing each other out. Trains run a dime a dozen. Fucking crazy, man. And there's another train. Can I read now? Listen, Rocco, they didn't give me my rights, and that fucking judge, Chick Mason, he'll shoot you first, then find you guilty later. Unbelievable. We drove a while, then Rocco said, "The whole thing's falling apart, Carlito. The whole thing's falling apart, Charles." What do you mean, Rock? I mean, the mob is falling apart. These guys like Chick, my uncle, they're dinosaurs. When they go, there won't be anyone to replace them. But there's always someone who'll take a shot, Rock. It's not the same. The new kids aren't as hungry. For obvious reasons. They're in school, they got jobs. A wise guy is made on the streets catching hell. He can't learn his trade in suburbia. Then there's the government with the bugs. The electronics have knocked the jock off us. You can't talk anywhere. We're all paranoid. There's guys don't want to be bosses, imagine, for fear of the heat. Then the feds are on our ass 24 hours a day. They put a team on you, put you to bed, get up with you, follow you in the restaurants, the fights, the bars, checking your tabs, checking your kids in school. They got a bug into Sonny's house while they were laying the foundation. They got a bug into Patricia's office. Wait, they got a bug into Patriarcha's office. Then you got stool pigeons inside the mob. Vinnie Teresa in New England, Joe Cago right here in New York. Unbelievable. How can that be, Rock? A lot of reasons. Some of the bosses have been too greedy, sitting on top of millions, while the soldiers are starving. New attitudes, every man for himself, no loyalty. This country will corrupt anything, even the mafia. What are you gonna do? What am I gonna do, Charles? What am I gonna do, Charles? What can I do? I've got both feet over the edge of the roof now. I got both feet over the edge of the roof now. There's no turning back. I'm going straight down. Maybe I'll grab a clothesline here and there, but that won't hold me. can't run, can't hide, so just keep going till I break my neck. Maybe you should have let go. Maybe you should have let those guys throw me off the roof on 107th Street. Your ass. If I know you, you probably would have landed on a pile of 20s and walked away with the bread. Rocco snorting and getting high. I didn't like it, but like, fuck it. I didn't like it, but like, fuck it. That's my main trouble. That's my main trouble. I don't worry enough. I always get the right vibes, the knot in the gut, the chill in the back of the neck, just like anybody else. But the trouble with me is I don't stop. I want to come out the other side anyway. I see the stop sign and I want to press on the pedal. Like when I was a kid, I'd race a bike through the tunnel on Park Avenue against the light, or I'd hang from the roof with one hand and didn't need no audience. I've been my own spectator, like there was two of us. What you gonna do next, Carlito? That kind of scene. But I ain't crazy, and I ain't got no death wish. That kind of bullshit pisses me off. The shrinks always give you that. You want to be punished. You want to be caught. Garbage. Who the hell wants to go to jail? You really gotta be crazy. They don't understand that the hustler's got confidence. That's the key. Confidence. The hustler's got the confidence he can pull it off. He's coming out the other side okay. When he's up on the roof looking at apartments, he's confident no cop is gonna put a bullet in his. He's confident no cop is gonna put a bullet up his ass when he's on a fire escape. And he's confident no cop or the owner is gonna stop him when he's carrying a 21-inch Motorola down the street in broad daylight. And he's confident he can walk through Kennedy Airport with a kilo strapped to his back. Ain't nobody more surprised than a hustler when he's popped. Damn, what's going on here? What's going on here? How the fuck did this happen? The shrinks had been gone, been psyched by the clients. Ha, the dope pushers got it all doped out. I am the master of this field too. Many is the time in the joint. Many is the time in the joint that I have worked out a man's legal problem, and then I have gotten to his skull, and that's where your head is at. And the dude has gotten shook up. Damn, Carlito, how'd you do it? That's it. That's where my head is at. The public don't know, but there's plenty heavy thinkers in the joint, and there ain't no better place for heavy rapping and thinking. Except that most of them are only worried about their own writs and briefs. The government ought to start up a think tank. The government ought to start up a think tank. The government ought to start up a think tank in the joint. I'll bet they come up strong. Yeah, a think tank. All right. Pause for that cause right there. Save the project. It's circling. Apparently I need a new hard drive or something. Let me see. Carlito's Way. 5. And another train passes by. Thank God I finished before the damn thing came. God, Lord. Anyways, folks, thank you for taking a chance on what I do behind the scenes. While some videos you'll hear a nice, clear, pristine version, this is where it more or less becomes constructed. You understand? This is where it builds into something special. I'm Ralph Anthony Garcia, also known as R4. And I will see you in a few days. Keep it locked on this channel right here, the United Ronin Networks, and I will see you on the next edition of Ralph Reads Raw. Stay sexy. It becomes you. Peace.